Hi all, my name is Haley Comet and welcome to my cosmic corner of the internet where we discuss all things astrology, and today all things North Node in Virgo, South Node in Pisces through the houses so you can understand your unique sign and house combination for North Node, which truly is one of the most important aspects of astrology to truly grasp, as North Node depicts our life's journey, what we're here to learn and lean into in this lifetime, and South Node represents what we've already mastered or areas that we have expertise. So this is a hugely important component of your chart to grasp. I'm so excited to break it down both as an overall sign archetype as well as with your house. If you wouldn't mind, if you gain any value in this video, if you wouldn't mind commenting, liking, subscribing, any little nudge that you feel comfortable with really helps me and my channel quite a bit. These videos do take a long time to film and edit, and I'm happy to do it. I love to do it, but if you get any value, I would just really appreciate if you can help my channel. And without further ado, let's dive into the overall North Node in Virgo, South Node in Pisces journey. So to understand where you're going, you must first understand where you've been. And that is depicted for you, my friend, by South Node in Pisces. So where you are gifted is you are a very naturally spiritual person. You could be a natural healer. You are someone who has compassion for other people. Some may call you selfless. Like, it's just not hard for you to want to help and to want to support other people. You also are very, very non-competitive. Like, you're definitely not someone who's egocentric or makes things all about you. You definitely are someone who wants to uplift the collective and be part of something bigger. And you could have a lot of spiritual gifts. You could just have a natural healing aura about you. You have a natural giving nature, and you also bring with you quite a bit of intuitive and psychic abilities as well with that South Node in Pisces. All well and good. Let's talk about where this energy can be detrimental. There can be a desire to want to escape. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's the bridge between reality here and whatever is beyond, right? So while that gives intuitive abilities, I was discussing earlier, it can also give this desire to want to escape, want to run away, or avoid your problems. And with North Node Virgo, this is not a lifetime that you get to avoid your problems. Pisces South Node definitely can have this why me, or like this martyr like energy, and then when you get too overwhelmed, just wanting to run away from it all. And Pisces South Node run away in a multitude of ways. Some Pisces South Nodes can run away using substances, using inebriation of any sorts. Some Pisces South Node just like to, maladaptive daydreaming, just being within their own world, removed from the world. And they also have the tendency to just withdraw. Like, when things feel overwhelming, there's just like this withdrawing. Like, I can't handle this, I'm not strong enough. Because as a Pisces South Node, you really, really develop the spiritual side of your personality, but the physical side and the physical stuff and just the issues and problems of life might feel like something brand new or something that you're like, what is this? I don't want to necessarily do this. Why do I have to do all these things? You're here to learn about all the little things, right? With the North Node in Virgo, you are here to serve through service. And what I mean by that is, like I mentioned earlier, you do have this natural compassionate nature, and you definitely built up the spiritual healing parts of your personality, but that's not necessarily where you're meant to stay in this lifetime. You are here to serve in a very practical, material way, to be able to channel your compassion for humanity in viable, tangible ways. So nursing, acupuncture, yoga instructor, things that are hands-on, things that ground you in the here and now, because your Achilles heel as a Pisces South Node is just always daydreaming, imagining other things, not fully in the present. With North Node Virgo, you are empowered to anchor into the present, and a beautiful way to do that is through service. You are empowered to serve in a very tangible, practical way, being in the here and now. You can sometimes get confused or lost in your own reality if you're too withdrawn or just like in your own world. So it's really important that you are accessible to the world. So things such as work are actually very, very grounding and helpful. Setting up a routine, very grounding and helpful. Tendencies you want to avoid in this lifetime are escapism, avoiding your problems, any sort of excess for the purpose of avoiding problems. This is a tackling problems head on, service-oriented lifetime. So this is sort of energy where you get a lot of karmic payout when you are able to help others and help. This is an important, this is an important access to really understand help and staying within one's own boundaries to help, because another shadow side of South Node Pisces is the lack of boundaries. Honestly, because you are a compassionate, kind heart, there was a past life theme around people perhaps taking advantage of you. And in this lifetime, you could even find that you want to like give and give and give. And you're like, well, it's a North Node Virgo. It's a giving lifetime. Yes, it's a giving lifetime, but don't forget to give to yourself. Virgo is the energy of routine. So if you're on the phone with your friend who's getting divorced 6 hours out of the night that you're not sleeping, that's not supporting yourself. Like, it's important that you get yourself on a routine so that when you are serving people, you are doing so from a full cup. And it's an important sort of balance to maneuver within your life and just getting out of your fantasy world, your dream world, and into reality. Because oftentimes with Pisces South Nodes, their fantasy world is a detriment to their life. You can miss out on opportunities that are right in front of you because you're holding out for this dream thing. For example, you have this dream person that you don't even know, but you've built up this whole story within your mind, so you avoid the people who are right in front of you. It's a tendency to just be within your own world and forget what is right in front of you. So grounding down via daily routine that generally supports you, grounding down with health as well. South Node Pisces definitely could have a tendency towards excess. So you might be someone where maybe you don't escape with substances, but maybe what you escape with is food, or maybe what you escape with is being in your dream world, things of the like. With North Node Virgo, you are empowered to set down a routine that anchors you, that feeds your body. Exercise routines are very good for North Node Virgo. Anything that gets you out of your mind, out of your fantasies, out of your dreams, and into your reality, into physicality, and being of service in a very practical, accessible way. So I'm going to take it house by house. I also recommend checking out your video within my North Node Through the Houses playlist as I go into a little more depth about the houses there. This, I just try to kind of fuse the two together. So I say rising sign for those who might not have their chart in front of them. If you use whole sign houses, then just find your rising sign, all good. If you use Placidus, just find where your Virgo North Node is by house and disregard rising, because it can be different. You can be a Virgo rising, but your North Node Virgo is actually in 12th house with Placidus. Just keep that in mind. And please know, throughout the course of this video, I will be addressing past lives. If that's not something that resonates with you, you can just sub in early in life, whatever does work for you. Let's get started with Aries risings, North Node in Virgo in the 6th house, South Node in Pisces in the 12th house. So for you, you are avoiding escapism and you are here to be of service. You are to avoid isolation. And like I was alluding to earlier, South Node Pisces, they do have this tendency to want to withdraw, or, if something's overwhelming, just be like, oh, I can't deal with this, and just lock yourself into your own world. And then that solitude can become a prison with South Node 12th house, as well as anything that keeps yourself imprisoned. Addictive tendencies, habits that aren't serving you, things of that nature are just something that's going to eat you away. With North Node 6th house, caring about your health in this lifetime is not an option. With North Node 6th house, you are empowered to find the foods that generally suit your digestion. Like with North Node Virgo, you are here to learn discrimination, what foods work for you and what foods do not. Also, having a pet can be something that is enormously grounding because it keeps you in routine, right? Gotta feed Fluffy at 6 p.m. so you're not just like sleeping all day or just like avoiding all your responsibilities. I gotta feed Fluffy. I gotta go to work because I gotta afford Fluffy's puppy chow. Things like that are really, really supportive for you. Employment is something that is very supportive for you. And it's beyond just doing it for a paycheck. With North Node Virgo, there typically is a desire to help or to want to serve or to be helpful in some regard. And it's helpful for your soul as well to support and serve others in a practical way. While you do have spiritual abilities, perhaps you can infuse them into a practical way. So like I was mentioning earlier, like a yoga instructor where maybe you filter in some of that spiritual knowledge. But in this particular lifetime, you've probably had multiple lives of being sort of imprisoned by your psychic abilities. In this lifetime, it could feel like a similar trap of feeling removed from the general public. This is not a lifetime that you should be, the mystic who lives on the top of a hill, who people come to them for readings. Like, this is a lifetime for you to be infused in reality, have a daily routine, be accessible to the general world, because that's soothing and grounding for you. With South Node Pisces, there can be a fear around going crazy, particularly with this axis, or a fear around losing your mind. And with North Node Virgo in the 6th house, interacting with the general public is something that is very, very soothing and very helpful for you and your journey. Taurus rising, North Node in Virgo in the 5th house, South Node in Pisces in the 11th house. So for you, it feels like you were part of some sort of spiritual organization or cult, or just something where there was a group, there was a group effort and there was a group belief, and you sort of melted in with the group. You didn't have to really make decisions for yourself. Other people set the routine. Other people decided when you were waking up or when you were going to sleep. Like, you're part of sort of this group think, and you sort of got to merge into it. So I don't know if it was a religious institution or something of the like, where you just were part of it. And it was almost just like, I don't know how to explain it, but the imagery I'm getting in my mind, it's just, you just sort of melted. You just let the wind carry you from place to place, and you always got to where you wanted to go because the group was supporting you in some way. And it's all well and good, but in this lifetime, you are encouraged to develop routine, develop habits for yourself with North Node Virgo. Again, where North Node is, it's not what comes easily to us. So you might be hearing this and you're like, I would prefer to sleep till 12 p.m. and avoid all my problems. But with this lifetime, it's not necessarily an option. And with Virgo 5th house, there is a desire to want to express oneself. And this is an interesting combo because we think of Virgo as work and service. And this combination could insinuate that you do something creative for work and that you have to get yourself on a routine. I know we think of like creatives as just like mad geniuses and they just do whatever they want, but truly the best creatives who create the work that you adore, they had a pretty strict schedule to be able to get that work out, to be able to get that novel out of their system, to be able to record that album. So with North Node Virgo, for you to flesh out your creative potential, it's very important that you get yourself on a schedule. Having children could also be another vehicle to develop your North Node journey, as 5th house is children. And with the North Node Virgo, it's around being able to serve your children in a way, and also being able to attune yourself to a routine, because also when you are a parent, you've got to be on a routine. And this is going to be the strangest thing, but also with North Node 5th house, leaning into your play and leaning into your fun and being discriminating. Like with South Node Pisces, it was about melting in with the crowd, right, in the 11th house. With North Node Virgo, it's about being discriminating around how you spend your time, what is generally fun, and what sort of lights you up. Virgo's a little bit of a judgy sign, and with you as South Node Pisces, you want to believe the best in everyone. You want to give everyone a chance, and you might feel more comfortable when you're in a group setting than when you are by yourself. But with North Node Virgo, it's like, I'd rather do my own thing. I'd rather follow my own joy. I don't want to do what you all are doing. My Gemini risings, North Node in Virgo in the 4th house, South Node in Pisces in the 10th house. So for you, in past lives, there was a theme around perhaps being some sort of like spiritual leader, or being someone who is known for your spirituality or your religion or for your gifts in some vicinity. With South Node 10th house, there is a feeling that in this lifetime you've got to rise to authority, right? Rise to authority. And there's nothing wrong with that ambition that you have within you. But it could have been just like in past lifetimes, there was so much giving to your career and giving to, it really feels like you were some sort of spiritual leader or very popular or even famous to a certain extent. And you gave so much energy like to your career or to healing all of these people that there wasn't really enough for yourself. You were so accessible to the general public that you weren't able to support or give to yourself. And with North Node Virgo in the 4th house, it's about building a routine that genuinely suits you and your temperament and your happiness. I'm not saying career won't be a theme, because with North Node Virgo, there is a desire in this lifetime to be of service, but it could be something that's a little bit more close to home. You could work with homes, work with real estate, or work with, honestly, North Node Virgo in the 4th house would be great to be like a virtual assistant from home, or something where you can like work from home while being of service and just kind of be within your own space. And some questions I would ask yourself is like, what would my ideal day look like? Like, what would my happiness look like? Would it be working 4 hours in the morning? Would it be having a farm, living in the city? I want you to think of what would make you happy rather than what would look impressive to the public sphere. And with North Node Virgo, a lot of your dreams manifest through the little details. So setting yourself up on a, regimented schedule. With South Node Pisces, especially in the 10th house, your career dictated where your energy went. Like, you didn't have to, it feels like maybe other people were propping you up or supporting you, like assistants or things of the like, who would kind of further you along. With North Node Virgo, it's like, no, I've got to get myself up. I get to decide my reality. I get to decide which activities I enjoy, which activities I don't enjoy. With also North Node Virgo 4th house, there could be themes around wanting to serve in the family business, or wanting to help your family, support your family in some way, or diving into your ancestry, your roots, getting to the core of your being. Also, with North Node Virgo in the 4th house, developing order and cleanliness in your home is another huge theme. My Cancer risings, North Node in Virgo in the 3rd house, South Node in Pisces in the 9th house. So for you, there was definitely huge themes of spirituality within your past lives. And there was this searching for meaning, right? That came before any sort of material or practical concern, was this desire for meaning. What does it all mean? And searching it for yourself. So you could have been traveling from place to place to try to find meaning. Wisdom was out there. And with North Node Virgo, 3rd house, it's like, okay, you can learn while you're in your own neighborhood, like via books, via techniques. Like, you don't always have to be searching. And maybe in past lives you found it. You found wisdom and you found the answers. And in this lifetime, you might also feel that restlessness of like, I've got to find the answers or I've got to be free. But with North Node Virgo in 3rd house, anchoring down that wisdom and that spiritual guidance in a very practical, sort of hands-on way. 3rd house is practical abilities, it's communication skills, it is skill sets in general. So allowing your, Virgo is a very intelligent sign. So allowing yourself to study topics that interest you. And it's so important for this access. Like, I'm not saying spiritual topics are a bad thing for this access, but it's really important that they are grounded, tangible things, because you've spent so much time in the spiritual world that you can get a little lost there and not be grounded, be like, did I eat today? Are my bills due? Like, what's happening? Like, I just don't want you to, in this lifetime, feel lost or confused or like ungrounded, because that's quite literally the opposite of what you're doing in this lifetime. You have the spiritual abilities. It's about grounding them in a very practical way. So learning a trade where you're able to serve people in a practical way, or being a teacher, being a blogger, being a writer would all be amazing parts of this access. It's around developing your voice and sharing with others. Editing, anything that allows you to find order and clarity within your reality is very helpful. Leo rising, North Node Virgo in the 2nd house, South Node Pisces in the 8th house. So this definitely feels like other people were supporting you, so you could sort of dedicate to your own spiritual desires and quest, if you will. So you could just, be free to devote the time to whatever you wanted to do. And that's all well and good. But with North Node Virgo in 2nd house, there is a desire to work in this lifetime. And if that feels like something that is foreign to you, blame it on the nodes. Where a North Node is never where we're most comfortable. But truly, with this combination, you are here to be self-sufficient and to be helpful. For you, work is not just about the paycheck, although the process of earning a living for you and your nodal story is actually very helpful for your soul. It's also about being of service and being able to charge fair value for it. Like with South Node Pisces, there is this desire to dissolve boundaries, to merge. And it could have been you were in a relationship with someone who's supporting you, or a religious or spiritual organization was supporting you. You didn't really have to think about money. You could just escape into your dream world and do whatever you want. There were no boundaries. With North Node Virgo, it's about having tasks and jobs and service that keep you grounded, keep you in the here and now, and also earn you a living. And there is a desire, this axis has been called the serve or suffer axis. So there is this desire in this lifetime to be of service and to also be able to charge your fair value for it. Because you've been supported and there were no boundaries in past lifetimes, now that you're on the earning money side of the coin, you could have a hard time charging your fair value or charging what you are worth. There could just be a desire to want to escape or run from it, or just be like, okay, well, I'll take whatever you'll give me. With North Node Virgo, it's about being discriminating about the services that you provide and ensuring that you feel equal in terms of the money that you accept. Because with North Node 2nd house, you are here to not only learn about money, but also learn about how your services truly do create value in other people's life and how that value should be reciprocated. And it also helps you to feel more valuable, because then when you have money, you can purchase things that you like and ground down within the here and now. Because oftentimes with South Node 8th house, there can be past life stories around enmeshments, of having to be melted or merged with other people's realities and not being able to carve out a life where it's like, this is mine, this is my schedule, these are the things that I like. All of that was decided by other people. In this lifetime, it's about sort of taking the power back, being able to charge the fair rate for your services, and to build a really stable, lovely life for yourself, even if past life or early in life didn't feel that stable and you constantly had to be attuned to other people's needs to be able to anticipate their emotions. In this lifetime, it's about not only building financial stability for yourself, but building emotional stability and stability within your daily routine as well. My Virgo risings, North Node in Virgo in the first house, South Node in Pisces in the 7th house. So you definitely have some themes around codependence within relationships and having a hard time being able to enact boundaries. With South Node, Pisces in the 7th house, this is ring true, and you could resonate with that early in life, or you can think past lives. And with South Node, Pisces in the 7th house, you let other people take advantage of you, or it was just really hard for you to have boundaries. You just melted completely within relationships. You could have had rose-colored glasses, and it was very hard for you to be discriminating about what you would put up with in a relationship and what you would not. In this lifetime, you could have some issues around people pleasing or wanting to believe the best in people and just constantly feeling let down. And with South Node Pisces, you want something to believe in, right? And with South Node 7th house, you could want to put your faith or put your belief and put your trust into other people, but in this lifetime you could find you just constantly feel let down by those people. And that's because in this lifetime with North Node Virgo in the first house, you're being asked to put belief in yourself. And that's not easy. You could feel more comfortable when you're in a partnership, with you're in a relationship, but with North Node first house, it's about allowing yourself to be visible. It's about allowing yourself to feel like the driver in your own life. Like South Node Pisces, you have past life themes or early life themes. I feel like you're the passenger side. Like someone else had control of it, of the situation. With North Node Virgo, you're grounding down into the here and now and realizing, no, I have power over my own life. If I want to switch my careers, I can do that. If I want to break up with this person who is toxic for me, I can do that. And taking it into your own hands, as well as being visible for the services that you provide. With North Node Virgo, they do want to be of service. They want to, be able to give to something, and allowing yourself to be seen for what you do. Also, there are themes around body emphasized here. With North Node Virgo, you could find you have a true passion or desire for nutrition, for health, for exercise, for bodybuilding, or even just getting more into how you present yourself and noticing how you feel more confident when you present yourself in certain ways or things of the nature. But in short, be able to carve your own path. Be discriminating about the people that you invite into your life. Just because someone needs help doesn't mean that you always need to help them. You need to help and serve yourself first before you can help anyone else, and allow yourself to be seen for the exquisite services that you provide. And North Node Virgo, you're here to clean up the mess, and you could find that relationships could lead to a lot of mess. Relationships could get messy, your boundaries get murky, and it's not that this lifetime you won't have relationships, you will, but it's important for you to learn your North Node first house lessons first, which is prioritizing yourself, being your own person, carving your own reality before you sort of add someone to the mix. Libra risings, North Node Virgo in the 12th house, South Node Pisces in the 6th house. And y'all are always the ones commenting that you want this video of the combo because they can feel like opposites, right? But I'll tell you how I delineate this combination. So with North Node Virgo in the 12th house, there is a desire to want to be of service, right? And you do have these natural healing, intuitive abilities. And in this lifetime, you could find that you truly want to be of service to people who are suffering. And it could have even been in past lifetimes you were suffering. So you have a lot of empathy for individuals like that. So 12th house rules hospitals, it rules prison, it rules mental institutions. Like that could be places that you so want to be of service. You could also find in this lifetime that there's this axis in particular, you have a hard time saying no when people do need help. Like, don't get me wrong, with North Node Virgo, you are here to be of service, to be available in a concrete, tangible way, but you could have a hard time around being able to set boundaries around, okay, this is what I need, for my particular routine. This is what I need to feel good when I get up for work the next day, or always being accessible. With North Node 12th house is the house of solitude and isolation. So not saying that you're gonna have a lonely lifetime at all, but it could just be being able to come back to your own space in order to recharge your own battery so that you're able to serve in a more sort of practical way. And establishing a routine that maybe pencils in some alone time for yourself to recharge, refresh, be within your own space, and then be able to show up and support the world around you. Just a quick editing note is another theme from this sign and house combination alludes to cleaning up the mess within your subconscious mind. With South Node Pisces in the 6th house, it does speak to avoiding your problems by busying yourself within the external world. So being very productive and doing a lot, but not handling sort of the issues beneath the surface that you need to address head on. things such as, you know, mental health or traumas that you haven't sort of processed, or messages that you've told yourself within your subconscious that sort of holds you back. With North Node Virgo, it's about finding ways to support these areas of life. So routine that generally supports your mental health, or mantras, affirmations that support your subconscious processing, or even techniques such as being in solitude, because 12th house is solitude, to journal and to make sense of your mental space rather than running away from it. Scorpio risings, North Node Virgo in the 11th house, South Node in Pisces in the 5th house. So for you, there's a huge hedonistic streak here. With South Node Pisces in the 5th house, you could have been someone who partied to excesses and had a little bit too much fun. And I recommend this for truly everyone who has North Node Virgo and South Node Pisces, particularly this axis. Watch excess. Watch partying. I would avoid substances of all kinds, just because with this combination there can be a tendency to go to excess, like more. Like South Node Pisces wants to belong to something, and they can, you know, go into some escapist tendencies. So you can also go to excess in regards to relationships, just like loving the high of falling in love, and then when things inevitably don't work out, feeling disillusioned, and then falling in love with someone else, and always being in love with someone's fantasy rather than what's physically right in front of you. And I'm not saying don't fall in love or have fun in this lifetime. I'm just saying you might have overdid it in some past lifetimes. And here you really are desiring to serve the humankind to a bigger level. So with North Node 11th house, this is large audiences of people, big groups of people. North Node Virgo brings a service-like energy, and 11th house is humanitarian causes, large groups of people. Like there really is a desire to be able to funnel your energy and your healing ability into something that reaches a lot of people. So you could do that via charity work or even via your job, but there really is a desire to want to serve the future, whether it's your particular future or humanity's. You know, with North Node Virgo in the 11th house too, you know, setting yourself on a routine and thinking about your long-term goals. Like I said, with South Node Pisces, especially within the 5th house, there can be I'll do that tomorrow. You've got to live for the moment. You've got to live for today. And with North Node 11th house in Virgo, it's like, no, you've got to plan for tomorrow so you're not there, you know, with no money and no dreams. Like with North Node 11th house, you are being asked to set yourself up in terms of your ambitions, where you want to go, as well as where you want to support humanity to go. And your service could reach a lot of people. You could truly make a difference, which this axis indicates that you will get a huge, like, intrinsic payout from that feeling of being able to serve or help people. Sagittarius risings, North Node Virgo in the 10th house, South Node Pisces in the 4th house. So you definitely need to watch the escapism. And with South Node Pisces in the 4th house, there could be a tendency to just want to stay at home, to avoid, you know, having to go out and get a job or work on your career. You might want to just stay in privacy or just within your own world, or have tendencies such as like sleeping for hours and hours and hours, or never wanting to leave the home, things of that nature. With North Node Virgo in 10th house, you are here to serve, and you are here to honestly be known for your services. It's a very public house. You are here to have a career and flesh out your ability, and it needs to be something that's intrinsically viable to you. With North Node Virgo, they want to serve, they want to help. So with North Node Virgo in the 10th house, it's not only about being seen a certain way, but it's also about feeling good about the services that you are providing. And with South Node Pisces 4th house, you need to get yourself on a schedule. With South Node Pisces 4th house, you can just have a tendency to sleep the day away, or to just indulge in substances or gaming or whatever it is that you use to check out and just zone out from reality. You need to get yourself on a structure to be able to ascend to your bigger picture goals, how it is that you want to support people, how it is that you want to serve. Like with South Node Pisces, you can also tilt towards martyrdom. I don't want to do it, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. With North Node Virgo, it's about just grounding down. When you get into those like head spirals, which South Node Pisces is like to do, just ground down in the physical reality. Maybe like working out in the morning allows you to feel more confident to go out and achieve your goals. Just know that you are here to serve in a public way, and it's okay to, you know, have those bouts of confusion, but just ground down via exercise, via nutrition, via daily routine, because that's the only way to really flesh out your true potential, is showing up for yourself day in and day out. And when you show up for yourself day in and day out, you in turn show up for humanity, because you're able to sort of go in this North Node 10th house vision, which does involve authority, respect, career, even fame in some cases. But ensure that service is the heart of it, is the root of it. That's essential with North Node Virgo. Capricorn rising, North Node Virgo in the 9th house, South Node, Pisces in the 3rd house. So for you, avoiding gossip, magazines, drama channels, things that just clutter your mind and don't really amount to anything. With North Node Virgo, you're here to be of service, and you may do that via like traveling, like some sort of travel nurse or something of the like. You could do that through academia as well. North Node in 9th house really favors higher education, anything of that nature. And while it does support spirituality, I want you to think spirituality that is grounded, time-honored. You do have intuitive abilities, but I don't want you to just get like lost within them, because when a South Node Pisces can feel, what's the word? They can get disillusioned from reality when they're too much in their spiritual world. So I want you to, if you do find that your North Node 9th house, because this is the journey of going on a quest to flesh out meaning for your lifetime, if you find that is through spirituality, I'm not saying that's bad, but I would say, you know, follow teachers who have been studying this for lifetimes, or enroll in programs. Try not to just be locked away within your own mind, because you've kind of done that in past lifetimes and it could have gotten sort of out of balance. With North Node Virgo, it's about grounding down and finding something that you believe in, or some sort of learning that helps the bigger picture of your life make sense, and grounding down to learn it, setting you up on a solid schedule or routine. That's why I'm saying academia or higher education could be super helpful for you, because you do have to be on a regimented routine of learning when to study in order to get there. Like with South Node Pisces, you might not have the best natural study habits or even just like time management habits, and you could find being in school forces you to carve time to study, carve time to eat. All of those things that seem natural for humans to do are not natural for a Pisces South Node. Like, you were really developed in a spiritual way, maybe not in a physical way. So you are here to, yes, go on this quest to find meaning for your lifetime, or find a subject to just totally immerse yourself in, or to study, because North Node Virgo does support finding out all the details, you know, wanting to get to the bottom of something, wanting to learn, and perhaps be of service to yourself, being a teacher or something of that like. But it's important that you solid routine in order to assume all of that knowledge to go on that journey. You could also find, yes, travel, nursing, or doing something to help people who are abroad. North Node Virgo does have its heart in service. So, you know, being a teacher, if your heart is in that, or wanting to, you know, write something. 9th house is publishing, so wanting to write something so that you are anchored in somebody who could benefit from this. Make sure service is at the heart of what it is that you are doing, and you will not be led astray with North Node Virgo. Aquarius risings, North Node Virgo in the 8th house, South Node Pisces in the 2nd house. With this combination, it feels like you could have either escaped via work or via money. I tend to think of addictions as just, you know, substances, but someone can absolutely, you know, numb out via work or via more. And with this lifetime, it's about leaning into allowing yourself to be supported in some way. Like, it could be via investments, or allowing yourself to be supported by your partner. But with North Node 8th house, there is this desire to want to dive into what it means to merge with another human being. So allowing yourself in a partnership, rather than, you know, wanting to keep yourself distant or being withdrawn in your own world, allowing yourself to merge within a partnership and maybe help out in other ways. Maybe you're not the breadwinner, but maybe you organize the home, you know, support them in that way. Or maybe you handle all the details of their money, of their investments, things of that nature. You could find that you truly want to be of help to other individuals and helping them manage their money, and being, you know, some sort of accountant and working with other people's money in that way. There is a desire for service, but just know that your journey in this lifetime isn't just wrapped up in money. It's about how you can merge with other people to be supported, as well as the services that you can offer that can better the lives of others. It could even be like a death doula, or someone who really helps people during those intense times, a hospice nurse, something of the nature. The combination sort of indicates that. So I'm not saying you're not going to earn money in this lifetime. That's not what I'm saying. North Node Virgo does want to be of service, but not making your sole focus be around making money. Like, allow it to be, how can I support? How can I serve? And my Pisces risings, North Node Virgo in the 7th house, South Node Pisces in the 1st house. So for you in relationships, when someone doesn't meet your standards or your expectation, and this is the one that's made up by your mind, by your fantasies, I'm a fellow Pisces, I know what y'all do, you could swim away. Pisces the fish. They could swim away, or just avoid it, or just be like, this is not what I was told it was be. This is not what it's all cracked up to be. And you could find yourself disappointed by relationships because maybe they don't compare to, you know, the fictional characters that you're in love with, or the person who smiled at you in 7th grade and you built this whole story around it. Or you just have a tendency to just give up on relationships too soon, or not voice what it is that you need, rather withdraw. That's another huge North Node, South Node of this axis. Tendencies to withdraw into your own mind, into your own safe, into your own like world, and to sort of swim away rather than, you know, want to be intimate. With North Node 7th house, you could find a lot of the gifts in your lifetime happen when you choose to partner. Whether you partner in business relationships or partner in marriage, you can find that you are a lot more grounded when you're in a partnership. You're a lot more successful when you're in a partnership. Like South Node 1st house, there's a feeling like I could just do this by myself. With South Node and with it in Pisces, like just wanting to escape from intimacy, escape from having to partner with others. And there could even be a tendency to want to work on your own. But with North Node, you know, Virgo 7th house, you could find when you have a boss that you have to show up for, you have employees or you have an assistant, you're a lot more disciplined because you have to get up and do these things. You have to show up in these parts. You have to get up and you have to do these ways. You have to earn a wage in order to support that assistant. You have to get up in order to support your boss. When you are responsible to other people, you can find it's easier for you to learn the North Node Virgo lessons around setting yourself up on a solid routine, as well as being of service within a relationship. Like with North Node Virgo, there is a desire to want to help and want to support. So it could be, you know, maybe your partner makes your lives easier in this ways and you can serve and support them in other ways. There is a desire to want to serve and improve the life of others and to lean into intimacy rather than run away from it. Try not to run away from relationship problems. There could be a tendency to just want to, you know, run away from the relationship if one thing is flawed. With North Node Virgo, it's about learning how to voice those criticisms head on and address problems head on. Procrastination and avoidance are tendencies that will essentially be harmful on your life's journey, so they are to be avoided at all costs. Friends, what did you think? Comment below if yours resonated. I will be continuing on with this every other week until we get through all the signs and all the houses. If there's anything I said that you found value in, I would so appreciate a like, comment, subscription. Those little nudges are truly what helps me continue to crank out this cosmic content. I have some offerings below if you want to check out, learn more about astrology. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.